Hi, Jerry Jenkins here, talking about all things writing. Today, how to deal with rejection. Rejection is a dreaded reality of trying to land a traditional publishing deal. That's where the publisher pays you rather than the other way around. And it's the reason traditional publishers are so choosy and hard to break through with. But would you believe that rejection is simply part of the process and in many ways can prove positive for you? If you find that hard to believe, stay with me. Have you ever wondered how many books are rejected each year? Neil Gordon, a former acquisitions editor for Penguin Random House, reveals that publishers reject over 99% of the submissions they receive. You heard that correctly, and it mirrors what I learned as a book publisher myself many years ago. But Gordon himself actually helped a woman author whose manuscript he had once rejected land not just one, but two offers from book publishers. What did he suggest she change in her book proposal? How did she go from rejected to successful with the help of just one editor? Actually, it was a secret too many aspiring authors fail to act upon. Agents and publishers reject book proposals and manuscripts for all kinds of reasons, including a lack of aggressive self-editing, the failure to master show don't tell, or simply the writer's lack of a platform, in other words, a following, a tribe. Now, as we discuss these issues, keep in mind that nonfiction writers start by submitting a book proposal, while a first-time fiction writer must submit their full novel manuscript. Agents and publishers must see proof that you're able to finish a novel. And while there remain rare occasional exceptions, most reputable publishers require that nonfiction proposals or novel manuscripts come to them through literary agents. So why are so many proposals and book manuscripts rejected? If you're a nonfiction writer, it's wise to craft your proposal and first 3 chapters before writing your book in full. This allows a potential agent or publisher to assess your writing and your premise and your book's possibilities, offer creative guidance, and accept or reject your idea before you've gone to the trouble of writing the entire manuscript. A few reasons for rejection at this stage: too limited a social media platform, too many writing mistakes, a saturated market for your topic. But don't be discouraged. Part of learning to write lies in simply refusing to give up and being willing to fix those issues. Now then, what might cause your full novel manuscript to be rejected? A weak writing voice, a lack of relatable characters, a middle that doesn't match the compelling nature of your opener or your conclusion, miscellaneous other mistakes. So does this mean all is lost and you must give up? Not at all. Believe it or not, once you understand why books get rejected, you can actually use rejection as a launching pad for your writing dreams. Approach the bad news with a growth mindset, and it can become one of the many steps to success. Many massively successful bestsellers have become legendary for the seemingly countless times they were rejected before someone saw their potential and took a chance on them. That alone is a good reason not to give up. Here are 3 ways you can capitalize on book rejections. First, try not to take rejection personally. Now hear me, I know well that not only is not easy, but it's also nigh impossible. We pour our whole lives and hearts and beings into our writing, so how can we do anything but take rejection personally? Our words on the page are about as personal as things can get. So given that, I recommend waiting at least 24 hours before responding to a rejection. You'll respond internally, of course, but waiting to respond outwardly should allow you to process the pain and disappointment, refocus your energy from the abject disappointment to more rational thinking, so you can professionally apply any counsel that came with it. It won't be easy, but try to remind yourself that whoever rejected your offering is actually on your side, hoping you'll succeed and someday submit something that will break through. Next, determine what input to implement versus ignore. Many book rejections arrive as formal emails that say something like, "Sorry, your project is not a fit for us at this time," or "Sorry, it doesn't meet a current need." They wish you the best on your publishing journey, but rarely do they tell you what's specifically wrong or how to fix it. Why? Because that's not their job. However, on occasion, you may receive personal feedback. Value this as the gold mine that it is. Feedback is rare, so take it seriously. Say an agent or a publisher's acquisitions editor writes, "I love your idea, but unfortunately I could not relate to your protagonist, and so the story did not capture me." After spending weeks, months, maybe years on your manuscript, this feedback can feel crushing. You'll be tempted to reject the rejection. Don't. Take a step back, allow some time to pass, and ask, what might have made the agent or editor find my protagonist difficult to relate to? What else might be missing in my story world? Take to heart even the slightest feedback with which you resonate. That's how you grow. So, what about conflicting input? Choosing which feedback to implement and which to reject can make or break you as an author. One publisher may say your world building bogs down your story, while another says you need more such details. In the end, it's your creation and up to you to make the final decision. Just be sure you're open to professional input and run your choices past a trusted writer, friend, or mentor. Always think reader first and trust your gut to do what's best for your story. Finally, make your changes quickly. This also applies to implementing tips for building your author platform, lessons you learn at writers' conferences, invitations to submit to a particular agent or publisher, manuscript details you know you should change. Do you feel too many publishers have already rejected you? Don't despair. Some of the most widely rejected books of all time were written by authors who are now household names. Stephen King's debut novel, Carrie, suffered 30 rejections. His wife Tabitha actually retrieved it from his wastebasket and convinced him he had something. Carrie has sold over 4 million copies. J.K. Rowling refused to give up despite 12 rejections of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone before Scholastic took a chance on it. It has gone on to sell 120 million copies and become one of the best-selling books of all time. So how do you turn rejection into success? Rather than viewing rejection entirely negatively, accept it as a way to reveal areas you can improve on. Rejection doesn't have to be a dream killer if it becomes part of the process of learning your craft. Sure, we'd all love to be discovered rather than critiqued or criticized or rejected, especially as we read of overnight successes. But those became newsworthy because they're so rare. That's also a good reason to enter writing contests, whether you win, place, or don't even show. Devour whatever feedback you get from the judges. Accept rejection as an inevitable part of the process. Almost every published author has been rejected. Bouncing back is how writers become authors. Look for common themes. If several rejections mention the same reason, obviously something needs to be fixed. By the same token, if several mention they loved a particular aspect of your story, you know you're on the right track, at least for that element. Consider a writing coach. Working with a mentor can transform your writing, but make sure that in the end, you are the one making the decisions. Publishers want to assess your writing, not the work of someone else. Then, reassess. Regularly review how far you've come. Ask, is my current strategy working? Am I devoting enough time and effort to achieving my dream? Are there other things I should prioritize? Hard work can lead to long-term success, but family and work responsibilities and relationships must not be ignored if you want to write without guilt when you do write. Never sacrifice your family on the altar of your writing career. Refresh and begin again. I know how difficult it can be to step away from the keyboard, but often a break allows me to view my writing from an entirely new perspective. When I return, typos jump out at me. Plot holes look like caverns. Details light up. Persistently attack your daily word count. Meet your deadlines. But when you need it, don't be afraid to take a break. your writing will still be there. How committed are you? In every creative journey, there comes a point where the time invested outweighs the cost of quitting. If you're years into your writing journey and still haven't landed that book deal, it's too late to give up on your goal. Continue to take constructive criticism and make necessary changes in your manuscript. If agents continue to offer positive comments despite passing on your writing, press on. How you respond to rejection gauges your commitment. How many rejections does it take to dissuade you from continuing? The answer is up to you. Never give in. Choosing to accept constructive criticism and press on separates published authors from mere dreamers. Dreamers talk about writing. Writers write. That's how to turn a dream into reality. Face rejection head on and refuse to give up. If you found this video helpful, like it, comment on it, share it, and subscribe to my channel. And if you're looking for help in other areas of your writing, check out my blog at jerryjenkins.com/blog. All the best with your writing, and I'll see you next time.